Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Queen Bean Tarot. You may call me Jess. I know it's been a while since I've done a tarot reading. I have been very unwell. I'm doing a bit better now and I thought I would do a reading for you guys. I wanted to do one on what to let go and what to grow, so that with this 2026 year, there is a lot of metamorphic energy. A lot of people are changing their lives, changing their path they're on, and letting go of the things that don't serve them and starting the things that will help them to move forward in their life's path and journey. So I do have 4 choices before you today. I am pulling, so I've already shuffled and pulled out the Soul's Journey lesson cards, so like maybe what this journey has to do with you specifically. At the end I will be getting some spirit messages from the oracle cards, and I will also have a deck for each individual choice. So for choice number 1, I have an Anubis head here. So Anubis is an Egyptian god. He isn't like death per se. I think a lot of people perceive him with death, but he is your guide. He is a guide. He helps you to go from living to death. He walks you and takes you the entire path that you need for, the underworld. If anything, I think he's a very kind, caring, empathetic god, because not many would do that for mortals. And the fact that he is a guide, I mean, there's nothing worse than passing away and not knowing where you're going or what to expect. And when you have someone to give you that, leading hand, helping hand, is very unique. So he is a metamorphic sort of being, so maybe it's about the ending of something or the beginning of something else. And the card you have with this one is called Failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn, which does very much signify, what Anubis shows, like what he is about. He's about the ending of something and beginning of something else. For your reading, I'm using the Oriens Tarot deck by Anubis. This is a mini deck of this one, and it's actually animals. It's an animal deck. So as you can see, we got the tiger, fish, and we have, I think, some krill, and we got a whale and a dolphin. So yeah, it's all about it's a tarot deck dedicated towards animals. I got the book as well because a lot of it explains why they chose certain animals for certain cards, which I think is really interesting. And if that helps with explaining and seeing some things, then yeah, I'll use the book a little. For pile number 2, I actually have this stylus. It's a new one. It's for writing onto electronics. Fully charged up. I haven't used it yet, but yes, I figured maybe someone is a creative, someone's really good with technology, you have a job where there's a lot of communication, you're drawing or writing or creating something from scratch, and your card is Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So there was, like I mentioned, communication. For your deck, I'm using, this is brand new to me, I've shuffled it a heap, I've had it for like a week, I haven't really used it much, but it's the Ethereal Bloom Tarot by Empathic Soul. It's very, very beautiful. It's a very, very beautiful deck. So that's pole number 2. Pole number 3. I was going to use a different deck, but last night my mother gave me a new deck, which was very beautiful of her. So for you guys, you have the griffin. Like, I keep hearing, Gryffindor from like Harry Potter. Maybe you're a Harry Potter fan. I mean, I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan. Like, I've watched them all and I play the game, Hogwarts, but I didn't read all the books. I'm not like a big fan. So maybe you are though. But you have this griffin. Now, griffins are actually meant to be protectors. They're meant to safeguard and safekeep knowledge and wealth. You do tend to see them positioned at main entryways or doorways, or even out front of like libraries and vaults and treasuries, because they're meant to be the protectors. Like, you know, they safeguard what's important, like what treasure. And it doesn't have to be physical treasure, it can be like knowledge and stuff like that. You have judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. It's very interesting because they are like, you know, what you would have safeguard like a main passage or main pathway. So that is the griffin. Now this is the new deck I was telling you about. It's Kesulu mythology tarot, and it's actually a lot of these weird monstrous sea beasts that remind me a lot of like the Kraken and you know, on Pirates of the Caribbean, or Caribbean, however you want to pronounce it. Yeah, so they have all these really cool monsters. These are very flexible and very slippery. They're very luminescent and gorgeous, very beautiful. But I figured, you know, mythological creature called a griffin, and then we had the Kesulu mythology, so I figured it was very fitting. It was a last minute swap out because I was going to use my original Rider-Waite deck. Now for the very fourth and last choice, we have, I've had this for a little while, but it is like a witch totem. This reminds me a lot of Morticia Addams from the Addams family, but it also reminds me of, like, you know, the Grim Reaper death, like that sort of symbology. It sort of reminds me of that, but it's not scary. It's something I would imagine someone would have up during Halloween to show off a witch, like, you know, the symbolism of a witch, even though you know, there's nothing wrong with witches or that. It's also like I think it's meant to go on to the end of something, not too sure, but it's hollow. Reminds me of that you know how at Easter time you get the chocolate and it's like, it's hollow, and when you bite into it you can hear the hollowness. That's what it's making me think of. So maybe this has to do with like because I mentioned Halloween and I mentioned witches and I mentioned Easter, so maybe this is something to do with you know, the major seasons of our world and the major holidays. Maybe that's it. But this one is with service. I feel good when I can help others. This is giving me a really what was her name? Was it like the famous lady who helped so many people? She was like a nurse, Nightingale. Oh no, but it's given me that feeling. I think a lot of people maybe back in those days would have said she was a witch and like thought ill omens about her, but she was actually a healer, a protector, and it's given me that dual quality. Like, it's meant to look intimidating and scary, but it actually isn't. It's actually good. Yeah, very interesting. With it today, I've got the Green Witch Tarot. I just got it. This is by Anne Moran. This is a mini version. I've not used this, but I've got it obviously wrapped up in this very cute velvet tarot satchel. So I just have the empty box so we can all see what it is. Alright, and then towards the end I will pull all of these out. So I'll put these over to the side here. I think they're still all visible. I'm doing this from my bed because I've been very unwell. I had surgery and I'm still recovering. But I've been really wanting to do this. So without further ado, I will let you choose which one calls to you. You might be called to many. You might feel pulled to a specific deck, but feel the pull to one of these cards or one of the totems. But yes, we will get right into it. Pause if you need to choose, and I will see you at your reading. Hello all my beautiful pile number ones. If you chose this Anubis head, or you might have chosen this card that says failure, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. You might have also chosen the Oriens Tarot deck, which is this one. So this is a very quick what to let go of and what to grow, and then we'll get some spirit messages. If I do get anything come up where it states that, you know, you might be stuck or You might be emotionally drained, or you know, you're lacking finances, or you're stuck between two choices. I will, you know, adjust the reading and go based on that. I can understand a lot of people feeling stuck, and with your reading, like with the totem and the card of failure, I am getting the feeling that perhaps you've done something. It could have even been an accident, didn't have to be on purpose, but it has led to a failure. But it's like it's the ending of something. Like it could be a failure that led to the end of a job, like a termination. Could be a mistake, like an accident which caused the loss of life, or a massive impact on another person's or your own life. For example, like you're in a car accident and human, you know, human error led to the accident. I'm not feeling like this failure card isn't giving me the feeling like it is something you've done on purpose. If someone else didn't do it to you on purpose, I'd suggest that it is like someone else's actions or failure led to you also failing. Like, you know, if someone else was driving a car and their human error led to you getting in the accident and you ended up with, like, I don't know, like maybe you're gonna have a broken leg and you won't be able to be as mobile, and it's gonna affect your exercise and your food and your job and your income, like, you know, something like that. It's like someone else's actions lead to you know, your life having the repercussions of that person's actions, even if it was by mistake. Like, I'm getting that feeling. I'm also getting like there's something you could have given up on and you think, oh god, it's the end, but it's not. That's probably the path you had to choose, was to let it go. I'm getting for a few of you, but let's find out exactly what we can. So card number 1 is what needs to go. So this is what you need to let go of. You have the Knight of Swords. Alright, so the Knight of Swords are quite brash, very arrogant, very fast, jumping in head first. So maybe impulsivity, like you're very impulsive. I'm getting that feeling that you probably jumped the gun too quickly, and that's why there is this failure card showing up. Okay, the next one is why you need to let go of this. Now, I've had 2 cards come over. We have Death and the 4 of Pentacles, so you need to let this go. 1 is because it's the end of that cycle, but 2, your 4 of Pentacles is about saving. It could also be lacking, so you have probably been lacking a lot of money. You've been pouring money into this thing that you jumped into impulsively, and you've sunk a lot of money into it to the point you need to decide when enough is enough. And only with the Death, like the choosing to, you know, let go of whatever this impulsive endeavor you've gone for, or impulsive choice, it's taken a lot of resources, a lot of energy, and it's time to let it go. I think you need a new beginning with this one. I'm gonna go through and read all of these cards that come out, like the armadillo and like the, I believe this is a mockingjay, and then these are those cute little sea animals that are pink. They're adorable. But yeah, so I will read these. But like the 4 of Pentacles, it's also giving me a feeling like maybe you were doing something that you put a lot of energy into, and you were like, I'm only gonna do this until I have a certain amount of savings, and then I'm gonna leave. So that could also be it. Like, some people be like, well, that's foul. Like, why did you leave it? You were making big bucks. And you're like, no, it was only meant to be temporary, because this isn't what I want for the life, like for my life, like my life path isn't this. I'm definitely getting a feeling like it's something that has met it what's the words? Means to an end, I think it is. It's like it had a specific reason of why you were utilizing it. Once you get what you need, it's time to let it go. And it's like you never got attached, because you always knew you were going to let it go. For others, it is that you had high hopes for this. You had a lot of passion, you had a lot of drive, you jumped into it. I don't think you thought before you took a step. And if that is indeed the case, this could be an endeavor. For some of you, it's going to be something you sunk a lot of money into, and it wasn't the right choice, it wasn't the right project to do, it wasn't the right decision, the timing was off, something wasn't right, and it leads to failure. So this is why it has to be let go. For others of you, it is that it fulfilled its purpose. It was something that you jumped into, you gained a lot of money, and you've let it go because that was like the intention you had. So let's find out what needs to grow in your life. So what's the next thing that you need to put your ideas, money, and energy into? So you have the Page of Cups. Ooh, very interesting. Something that has a lot of emotional connection to you. This could be another project, but it's something personal. This could also be a relationship for some of you. Strength is courage, it's motivation, it's drive, but it's not the same drive as, like, you know, the Knight of Wands. It's more of a calculated drive. It's more of a long-term drive. So when it comes to our major arcana, they seem to be bigger life events, and they last much longer in our life. So if you were to have this card and this card come up, this might last like a week to a month. This is something that would last more to years or many months. They last much longer. They're a bigger impact on our life. But yeah, you're definitely going into something that you're very passionate about, something that you've probably always wanted. For those of you who might have jumped into a different job with the main goal of saving money, you were probably trying to save this money so that you could invest more energy, effort, and your own, I was going to say willpower, which is strange because it's like your own, you know, desires and love for this project or this job or this relationship. But I do understand the willpower. Like, you might have been, this might have been what you had on your mind the whole time you were dealing with this before letting it go, like this job that you were saving for or what you were doing. So yeah, there's something that you have, because these two page, like this Knight and this Page, are totally different. This is something you planned and been waiting on. It's like when you know something's coming in the mail and you're waiting on it, you know it's coming, you know it's gonna happen, and it's something you want, if that makes sense. This was a, oh, we have this, do you want to do it? And you're like, oh yeah, I'm doing nothing today, I might as well do it. It's like, it's very different. Well, this is a spontaneous thing that you were like, sure, let's do it. This is more of something you understand is coming, or something that you've prioritized. It's more important. It's got a lot of emotional depth to it, a lot of emotional investment, which is why a lot of the times Page of Cups or a Knight of Cups can always be a relationship, or someone coming to you with an offer that about something that you love or want, or it can be engagement or the start of a relationship. This could very much for some of you be that you were doing a job to save up so you could move to the person that you love or you wanted to be with. I'm not getting too much on moving, however, because these cards aren't really about movement except for the Knight of Swords. So maybe your choice to do this is because you want to move, and this is why you've done this, and with the sole idea that it was only temporary. Your fourth card to come out, like the last one, so this is for why it needs to grow. You have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is something that is very destined. It is something of a new cycle. So you're entering a whole brand new lifestyle, a whole new life. This is a year number 1. So when you grab, 2026, put it all together, it comes down to 1. So it's a year number 1. So this is, a lot of people are changing their lives, people are moving, people are entering relationships, doing new jobs, doing extra training and studies. And a lot of people, well, I'm not joking, the amount of times people have been getting the Wheel of Fortune coming out, it could be because you're going to be benefiting your life in a fortunate way. It doesn't have to always be money. For some of you it will be like the material wealth, like this is all going to lead to a full-time career, or you know, you guys have chosen to go towards this person and invest. Like I'm hearing with this one, I know it's not like a tree, but I'm hearing lay down roots. Like you're wanting to become stable. You're not really enjoying the whole, you know, try something and then drop it, try something else and then drop it, or do I go this way, do I go that way? I feel like you've really decided on exactly what it is you want to do. And with the Wheel of Fortune, this is a scarab bug, and scarab bug is actually really, in the Egyptian mythology, they're seen as good luck. On the very bottom, we do have the 5 of Cups. So I think you're sort of getting over the point of seeing what you've lost and not what you have. Trying things only for it to fail. Like you see, they've got 3 cups here, and 2 of them are, I don't know if you can see that clearly, 2 of them have been spilt out. And this is obviously the grasshoppers. And then you got Justice on the bottom, followed by the 3 of Wands. Look at that squirrel, he's so adorable. So yeah, you're thinking this is about action, like taking steps towards the goals that you have for your future. So you might be working with a vision board this year. I've got a feeling a lot of people have been doing that this year. And Justice is about, you know, doing what's right for you, getting your life in balance. So if there's a part of your life you don't feel balanced, then you're focusing on that and you're getting it balanced, and you're moving towards your future and the choices you have made for this year or years, or you know, if you have a goal for 5 years time, that's what you've got focused on. So let's see. These are beautiful. Like I can't express how beautiful this book is. It's gorgeous. So we do have Strength there, so I'll keep my finger on that one. But let's go to Swords. Wands, Pentacles, Cups. Very end, of course it is. All right. So we have the Knight of Swords. So it is about forward thinking, but like I mentioned with this one, it felt a lot more like it was spontaneous. So this bird is called a vermilion flycatcher. It darts through the air amidst a shower of shooting stars, a sword tucked behind its wing and its eyes locked on its prize. Yeah, flycatchers are, as the name implies, are skilled hunters who take to the skies in search of small insects to eat. They employ skills, flying techniques, and whirlwind darts to nab their tiny prey. The Knight of Swords speaks of great energy to push forward and the assurance of a keen mind. We are reminded to always look to the next goal and be ready to grab it the second it comes into view. So that's very fitting. Like I mentioned, like it was having the eyes locked on the prize. But you see, this vermilion flycatcher is actually looking this way. This is actually the prize you're chasing. This is the actual origin of what you want. It's the fact that you are doing all of this for this. So you are very, very futuristically thinking. You definitely have the ability to do what you're doing right now, but you know that your potential and the life you have planned in your mind and the vision you have for your future self, you're getting to that. That's the whole plan for you. That's all you are really focusing on in this, you know, in this massive thing that you're going to be letting go of, and the thing that you're wanting to grow. So your your Page of Cups is what you are trying to grow. We also have the 4 of Pentacles, which is the armadillo. So yeah, frugality, affluence, and possessiveness. Yeah, the armadillo sits curled around a pentacle, its armored bands defending it from the outside world. While a pentacle is safe, the armadillo is stuck in place, unable to move for fear of what might become of its prize. The 2 spears of hay above its head represents the prosperity lying in wait outside the boundaries of the armadillo's protective sphere. They are out of reach, close by but inaccessible to someone who refuses to open up to what life may bring them. The Four of Pentacles reminds us that secluding ourselves provides protection, but it also alienates us from the rest of the world. So yeah, you might have been very much, it looks like, why you're letting go is because you're so disconnected. This is giving a bit more of the hermit feeling, and the fact that of death, it's like you've done what you were, so you were protecting something. Either you're protecting yourself and your health, or you're protecting some finances. Like that was the whole point of you doing what you were doing. You were saving up as much as possible. Now with the Death card, let me see, Death, it is back here. The Death card isn't a negative card. It's also the fact that I want to see it because I don't remember what those little creatures are called, and I love them. They're so beautiful, guys. Let me see. No, that's the Empress, the High Priestess. We're going back. I keep missing it. Maybe I'm not meant to read it. Maybe that's why. Death. No, it's right here. Okay, so it's about change and transition. So with the transition, that could mean that you're preparing to move or leave. A pair of exolites. Exolites? Is that how you pronounce it? Anyway, they swim through the vastness of space, tails intertwined, noses meeting to connect, a spiral that showcases the cylindrical nature of life, death, and everything in between. These are known for their regenerative capabilities. Limbs can be replaced and portions on their body regrown entirely. Change is endemic to their nature, and they accept it, using it to better themselves and return stronger than ever. Death may seem at first blush to be an ominous card to draw, but it represents an ending to current situations and this new stage in life. Death is not always the end. It can be a new beginning, so long as we're not afraid to embrace the change. So with this one, like, this is really giving me the Anubis feel and the failure feel, like there is a brand new change, but it says coming out, so it really is giving me that feeling like the Hermit, when you finally leave being closed off and you decide to come out. The Death card, this could also be with moving. So we also had Strength, which is when what we need to grow, and this is compassion, control, and bravery. This very much, because it mentioned that if they lose a limb, it regrows, much like how lizards lose their tails and they regrow. You could very much be healing, dealing with some wounds that are healing, and you're sort of waiting, sort of like a cat is waiting to fully heal before they rush back out and have fun again, or you know, any animal or any person for that case. You wanting to heal before you can fully live the future life that you have in mind. I feel like, especially like this looks like they've been impaled. It could be that for some of you. For others of you, you've been biding your time and you know when the time is right you can head on out. That's what I'm hearing, like head on out. A reindeer stays regularly, oh, I can't pronounce anything, guys. From within a wreath made of oak leaves and acorns rising on either side. Its large antlers frame a diamond which is nestled between the uplifted by prongs, because oaks are hardy trees with long longevity. With long lifespans, they are commonly associated with longevity, wisdom, strength, and even divination. The diamond, in a similar fashion, represents richness of oneself and fills the spirit with positive energies. The reindeer draws from these kindred forces to reinforce its wise spirit and unwavering endurance, both of which will be used during the journey of its life. Strength reminds us that sometimes our inner power can be a far greater force than anything physical. So yeah, I didn't even notice that. So these are all for your oak, all your oaks, showing your oak trees, which is interesting because I did mention a tree and how it felt like laying down your roots and becoming very stable and strong, and it's like knowing exactly where you're going and why you're going there. It's so useful knowing that, especially in life when you're trying to make decisions. When you already know where you're going and what you're doing, that is a huge a huge change on not just like why we're doing something, but to know, like knowing why you're doing something is a big thing. Okay, now let's go to our Page of Cups. I got a feeling these are sardines. Is that what they're called? Yeah, they're sardines. The Page of Cups, idealism, engagement, and naivety. So maybe being a little naive about something new, something you have a lot of passion for. Sometimes when we don't know much about a topic, we might love it a bit more because we are naive about it. Like we don't have all the information on it, and learning about that sometimes gives us extra passion in the process. A school of sardines emerges from a brimming cup, agile and imperfect synchronization. Sardines represent humility and salt of the earth living. They spring forth from the cup to symbolize sudden opportunity, and through their united efforts are able to pursue it immediately. Twisting and turning through the ocean as if of one mind, the Page of Cups asks us to remain vigilant for the unexpected and to seize opportunities the instant they appear in front of us. Okay, that's very interesting because, yeah, I'm hearing like school, like the school of sardines. Fish make up a school. That's what a group of fish are called. It's something you're passionate about. I think it's something that's it's sort of spontaneous, but not in the same way as this sword. Like this is spontaneous, but it's only spontaneous because you found a new passion for it. It's sort of like, let's say for example, if you were unwell and you've been trying to heal, and in the process of healing you're seeing firsthand what these kinds of doctors do or what a nurse does, and it sort of gives you a passion, and you going, well, yeah, I could do that. Like I know I'm capable. How about I look at what I will be capable of, and then you see there's funding for learning it, and you're like, oh, I have to move for that. But you're like, it's something that you probably have never thought of doing before, but when you say it and you hear what you're thinking about and how it would work out, you're like, oh, well, I can definitely do that. Like it's amazing because you're not actually afraid to do this. You're not afraid. Like probably in the past this would have like terrified you. I've got a feeling you would have been very, very scared in the past to actually do something like this, but something has shifted for you guys. Whatever this is, I feel like maybe you persevered and dealt with this for so long that any change isn't even scary anymore. Like you're like, no, okay, that's easy, I can do that, yippee, I'm on my way. Like it feels very it's about damn time, I'm hearing. Like it's something that you've wanted for a long time, it's something you've needed for a long time, and it's finally happening, and it's like you're like finally, and you're ready to like kick off and take off and to do it. And that's very, very nice. I like that feeling. It's like long overdue. Like it probably feels like it's long overdue, but this is all the perfect timing because you do have the Wheel of Fortune. It is about cycles, destiny, and serendipity. So you might find like oh yeah, you know, I thought about doing this course, haven't looked into it, and then all of a sudden you're getting advertisements and information like, oh, we now have this, do you want to do this study in this course, have you ever considered it? And like there's ads and stuff, and you're like, oh wow, it's like it just read my mind, I only thought about this yesterday or last week we were talking about it, you know. It's something like that. A scarab rests in the center of a wheel with its wings outstretched, ready to catch the winds of fate and take flight towards its destiny. 4 arrows point outwards from the center, symbolizing the directions fate can take us in. Scarabs on their own represent coming to an unavoidable crossroads, and that you will always find enlightenment should you daringly travel the uncertain paths of life. The Wheel of Fortune reminds us that fortune will unfailingly point us in the right direction, even if the reasons why and the methods aren't entirely clear yet. So yes, this is definitely, as you can see, north, south, east, west. For some weird reason I'm hearing north, south, east, west, as above, so below. They are, you've probably heard it, especially if you're into this sort of stuff. it means that whichever path you take, it is a destined path. Don't overthink when it comes to this point. Everything that you're going for, this is going to work out. Why? Because it's supposed to work out. It's destined to work out. So I feel like maybe last year or the year before that, or maybe for a little while, it sort of built up. You felt quite stuck, or you tried many different things only for them all to fail. I tell you what, this is the right thing for you to do. This is the right path for you. Let's get some last spirit messages from this oracle deck. Okay. So, anything else for my beautiful pole number ones? I feel like this is very much guided. The fact that you chose, I'm sorry, when I shuffle, this is gonna move. I'm in bed. But this is Anubis. He's a guide. He guides you in the afterlife. Not that you're gonna be going to the afterlife, but you know, he's a guide, and you are on a guided path. This is destiny. It's supposed to happen. It's very interesting because this, it feels very, very fated, if that makes sense. And I don't like using that word all the time because a lot of people don't believe in it, or goes against their religion, or the way they believe that, you know, you make your own destiny. Very much so, but this could even be something like your higher self has been wanting for a long time. Be true to yourself in all ways. Not everyone will get you. They can only understand from their level of perception. That's on them. No matter what people say, don't ever doubt your worth or the beauty you hold within. Stand tall in your power. This is really giving me that strength feel, like to go your own way and, you know, use the strength that you have to keep on persevering because you are on the right path. Self-awareness is key. Take time today to go within and spend time with your soul. Go for a walk in nature and ground yourself. Meditate, listen to your favorite music, whatever you enjoy most. Do that today. I feel like perhaps I think you know this is what you want. I think you don't know exactly right now how to do it, but something will come your way and you're going to notice it because it's going to be too serendipitous. For people who don't know what serendipity is, it's like when events happen that is too coincidental. I think the saying is, one time, like when an event happened once, it happens once. When it happens twice, it's a coincidence, but 3 times is a pattern. I think I got that from Teen Wolf. You know how Styles' dad is like an officer? He's like the sheriff or something? Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely getting that feeling that there's something you're gonna be, I think, diving deep into what you want, how you want it, like a vision board. This could very much be you jumping into doing a vision board. You might have had a realization like, I really want to do this, but my job I currently do is the polar opposite. It's going to take so much, and even though you've got all that, you're still considering doing it. Count all of your blessings, even the small ones. Show gratitude and appreciation for all that you have in your life and all that has yet to come into it. Your best days are still ahead of you. Isn't that a wonderful thought? I love these cards, I really do. Anyway, my beautiful pole number ones, you guys have a lot that's happening, a lot to consider, and my cards are going to keep on sliding because my bed isn't flat. I'm sitting in it and it's making it all... Oh well, it is what it is. Let it go. So yes, you guys have a lot gonna be happening. It feels like it's gonna be a lot that happens, but it's not gonna be too much. Does that make sense? Like the things that happen, you go with the flow. It feels very different to going against the current. It's very much this is in your favor. So good luck to you guys. And if this resonates, please leave a like, comment a heart, or comment a little birdie emoji, and yes, let me know if it resonates and how it resonates, because there is so many that came through. Some people are healing, some people are changing their life, some people are going for a relationship instead. Very different. because this is a general reading, not one-on-one, I can't get into too many specifics, but good luck guys, and know that yous are definitely guided, and I will see yous all in the next one. Bye. Hello and welcome all my beautiful poll number 2s. If you chose this electronic stylus for writing, can mean communication as well. This is your reading. You could have also chosen this card that says trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So this is a lot about following your intuition, your guides, your higher self. It's given a lot of high priestess feeling to it. This is the book for this deck, but upon looking in it, it's just a standard one, so I'm not going to be using that. I'll just set that there. Anyway, let's get into it. So we're gonna see what you need to let go of and what you need to grow. So when it comes to letting go, we have the King of Cups. Interesting. This could mean that you're being too empathetic, too kind, too caring. You're probably giving too much to people who just keep taking. You could have energy vampires around you. This could be a very specific person as well. Think of your water signs, so Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. So why you need to let go of this, you had two cards come out. Interesting. So you've got 2 kings. So what you need to let go is the King of Cups. Why you need to let go is because of the King of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles, which is very interesting. So I've got a feeling you might have some financial reasons as to why you have to let go. I'm hearing like you're drowning without, like, financially, I'm hearing. Like, this person's probably, I don't like to, like, you know, assume that, oh, all water signs are narcissists, or all fire signs are this. Some people do read the cards like that. They do think about the cards like that, where, you know, or they don't like a specific card because it typically relates to these kinds of people. However, not everyone is the same, so I don't like to do that. This King of Pentacles could be a new job or new boss, someone giving you a new offer. Like, this could be you're leaving one previous job because, why? Because you have a better opportunity. You're missing out on finances and learning opportunities. So a 7 of Pentacles is waiting to bring in your wealth. Like, you're waiting, you're like actively, you know, putting in the energy and the effort, and yet you're not yielding it back. The reason you might be having to leave, I've got a feeling for quite a few of you, this is actually a job. You're leaving one position because you should be making this much money for this field, for this position. You should, you know, you've put in this much work. Like, let's say you've put in $50,000 worth of energy, work, and effort, and they're only paying you 30. So where's the other 20? And they're like, oh, you'll see it later. You'll see it later. I'm hearing empty promises, or sweet lies. What's that song? Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. I think a boss who you probably has promised you and told you and said that yeah, definitely, but they're telling you lies. They're telling you a little white lie to keep you around so that they could be like, but aren't you grateful? Well, I'm getting that sort of feeling, like they know how they are manipulating you emotionally with financial. The fact that you've had a King of Cups and a King of Pentacles come up together gives me that feeling that it could be one person utilizing both sides of this, like finances and emotions. On the other hand, for someone, this could be you have a partner who might be emotionally manipulative. For some of you, it could be that they're extremely, I'm hearing don't leave me or I'll hurt myself. someone like that, which is very dangerous, guys. If someone ever does that, you call police, you call for help, and you leave. You do not put that on your conscience. They are the ones making their own actions. You do not have to react. You can just leave, please. And this is another thing, trust your intuition, not this other person's intuition, or how much they've worked in this place, or how much life experience they have, especially if this is someone much older. Kings tend to represent a much more mature person. It doesn't have to be a male all the time, it can be a female. It's just that they are saying king, so I'm going with the word king. So yes, you might be leaving, you might have someone you've already been seeing, or this could be like a family member or a friend who is like, no, like maybe a father figure saying, no, don't stick with this person, this is very toxic. Or I wonder if you know someone who might find you a job. So there's a few ways that we can read this. Whereas there's another way we can read this where it's like someone is siphoning you of all your energy, your emotions, when you feel emotionally, like, I'm gonna probably have to do a pull for emotionally drained. I'll do that at the very end. I'll have to remember that, because I am getting this emotionally drained feeling from this card, which is very upset. Like, even when you look at it, he's slumped in the chair, like he's not sitting upright with a posture, not like the King of Pentacles is, you know, and his eyes are closed. He looks like he's about to doze off. Like, he's got this drink that's full and he needs to sip it, but he's so exhausted he can't even, you know, take a drink. Like, that, it's that feeling, like extreme exhaustion. So you could be this person who's mentally, emotionally just extremely exhausted, like exceptionally exhausted. I have a feeling you might want to be this, and it might be the reason that you want to be financially secure and have extra energy, and to you might even be working a job that's causing you go home, you literally just flake. There is no energy left, there is nothing, and you want to be able to enjoy your weekends, not sleep the whole weekend off, or one day off. Or there's people out there who work a ridiculous amount of hours. I don't know how they do it. I figured life is meant to be enjoyed as well, not just, you know, utilized to be worked on, to work your whole life. But that's just my perception. Some people work really hard now so they can enjoy their riches later, and that is fine. That's a really good way to live your life, and this is probably why you're deciding to make a change now, because you're looking at this future. It's what you want. This is why you have to let it go. This is why this has to be let go, because you will work, you'll have more opportunities. These look like stepping stones. Originally in the Seven of Pentacles, they have a guy, and he's like sweeping up. I'm pretty sure it's the Seven of Pentacles. I need to find my original right away. That should be sitting here, but it's not. It's pretty much, it shows someone, it's either, is it the 7 or the 8 I'm thinking of? Ugh, I wish I had a brain. I tell you what, it's been so difficult to think while recovering. But yeah, it's about yielding, like waiting for your money to come in. I'm pretty sure the 7 is the one where there's a bush and this guy's like raking up and he's looking at the pentacles in the bush, like they're not yet ready, but like once they are, you have a really good harvest, you know. It's about like putting in the energy and effort and actually yielding from it. So either you're not yielding anything from what you're putting in right now, and you want to, like that was the whole plan of you doing this. I have a feeling like you were under the perception that you were going to have a really good income, that you were going to actually have some money left over and energy and time to actually invest into yourself. And you notice these are stepping stones. So I feel like it's going to take a while. Pentacles is a longer term sort of card. Like when we put it towards you know, having timing wise, like when we put it towards timing wise, your pentacles are the longest lasting. They take seasons, so like 3 or more months up to a year to yield results. So this could be a whole thing that's taken years to do. With water, it can take months. So water can be months. So I think like this is going to be something, if you haven't already made this decision or thought about it, you're in the process, or you're about to start this process of considering what you need to do, why you need to let go, whatever the scenario is for you in your circumstance. This is general reading, I can't get into very strong specifics with someone, and everyone's going to find it will resonate differently. So someone might be in a relationship that is sucking them dry, another person might be in a job where they're promised more than what they're being given. It's going to be different for per person. But with this one, cups is water. Water can take, think of it as the moon. The moon affects our tides, which is water, and that can take months. So it can take up to a month, like a solid month, a good solid month. This can take multiple months to a year. So I think you're gonna make your mind up within a month, or within a month's time, or around the moon, the lunar cycles. Do look at the lunar cycles. We actually have a big moon coming up. I think is it the snow moon coming? I don't know, in Australia where I am, it is hot as hell right now. I'm sweating. I wish we had snow right now. It's the first time I think I've ever said I cannot wait for winter, because I'm typically really, really cold all the time. I am not cold. I've been sweating and I'm going through menopause, so I am not enjoying this at all. So I look forward to winter. So maybe it's something like that. Maybe you need to look at the lunar cycles, and I think we have Aquarius in the lunar cycle, like in the moon right now. So if you know where your positions are, like your sun, moon, rising, especially your moon is your instincts, your intuition, the dark side of your consciousness, so your subconsciousness, what you think and what you feel. It's the deeper part of us. It's the things we do subconsciously, and we're not really aware of it. It takes a lot of meditation and shadow work to learn that about ourselves. Maybe that's something that you're considering, or you will be doing, to make life choices, to figure out what it is you want to do. Okay, so the next one is what needs to grow. You actually had 3 cards come out. That's a lot, guys. That's a lot of cards to come out, especially when we got these giant cards here. I'm trying to make this so it can all show up. Okay. So we have Judgment. Wow. Okay, so we have Judgment is the second last card as well. So you got Judgment in the world. So Judgment is a calling. You might actually receive a phone call or clarity. It's like when someone honks a horn at you, you know, that jump, like, oh my god, there's a car there. You know, like you didn't notice a car was there till it honked its horn. It's something like that. That's what I'm hearing. The 6 of Pentacles is very interesting, and the 3 of Pentacles. So there's a lot of working with people, gaining finances, gaining some opportunities, give and take, asking for help from others, or people giving you help, or you're giving help to people. The fact that you have a lot of Pentacles, guys, I've got a feeling you're either thinking financially. Pentacles can mean the body and health though. So if this is for some people, I feel for most this is going to be a job or finances, or looking at who is just taking and not giving, and who does give back. So if you were to ask someone, oh, can I please have $20 so I can get a meal right now, I get paid tomorrow, I just need lunch for today, you know, and they do that for you, and you're like, okay, like it's like subconsciously you're like, okay, they're trustworthy. And then there's someone else who's constantly like, oh, I don't have money, and then they turn around, oh, but do you have $10 because I need it for this. It's someone who's constantly taking and never gives back, or what is given back and what you've given far outweighs each other. Like they've given you a pen, you've given them $50,000. Like, you know, it's a giant outweighing, which is sort of what you're noticing. So the 6 of Pentacles is about generosity. It's charity as well. So it is give and take. The 3 of Pentacles is about building together. So you might, if you come into a lot of money or come into finances somehow, you know who you're willing to share those finances with. You know who is worth it. You know who has your back. You know who gives and supports you, and you know who doesn't. And it's, you might get a phone call. So if someone does, I'm not telling everyone go out and get a lotto ticket, or you know, give money to charity. I am hearing for a few of you, if you naturally do, you know, those, you know how you buy into a charity and they're like, oh, you could win a car, or you can win some money, or you can win some gold bullion. Because I don't know where you live, but where I live, we do that a lot. A lot of charity places, there's the surfers, so we people can buy and tickets into which gives donations to the surfers. So people who go out onto the beach, you know how you have the lifesavers, like people who, lifesavers, surfers and stuff like that, they save the lives of people on the beach. They're all donation, guys. So in Australia, we give donations to that. It's something we've always done. There's also like the Mater Hospital. Mater Hospital is a private hospital. We have the kids Mater, we have the women's Mater, we have just the Mater hospitals everywhere. Actually, I was just in the Mater Hospital. I was also born in one. So they're very popular here in Australia. I can't say that everywhere in the world would have Mater hospitals, but it's like a higher quality private, but also public at the same time hospital, if that makes sense. So there's that. There's like all these endeavors and these foundations where you can buy and give, you know, donations to, but at the same time, those donations, they're like, you can get a chance to win something. So maybe there's something like that. I'm not saying everyone should go out and do that, like, not at all, but like maybe in the process of giving, you end up receiving back. Like you might give to someone who it's like the first time ever they've asked for help, and you've taken a chance on humans are good, I want to see this come back, I'm putting some faith in this person being true to their word and paying me back later. And it's probably the first time you've ever given them something upon them asking, you know, they probably never asked for anything in the past, and you want to see if this person is going to be trustworthy. Do you remember that Simpsons episode where Marge is fueling up her car and this woman's like $20 short and she's asking for people for help, and they're like, no, you won't give it back, and Marge takes a chance on her and she gives her the $20 and leaves her information with her for her to send back the $20 when she has the time, and Marge does get the money back, and it renews her hope, renews her knowing that, yep, she done the right thing. It turns out that it was her father-in-law who ended up giving her the money and pretending that it was this woman who had no intention of doing it. But I digress. It's sort of like, it's given me that feeling. I don't know how to express it to a full extent. I'm pretty sure I've explained it to the point that it's going to be understandable, but it feels like you're either going to get a call, you might also, someone takes a chance on you, I'm hearing. Someone might give you a job and like, well, there's more qualified candidates. Like, yes, but this person, even though they have less training, less studies, they've never done this position before, they will do it the way we teach them to do it, and they will do it the way we prefer to do it, not already have that trained into them and do it their way, and then we have to try and retrain them how to do it our way, and there can be muck-ups, you know. Like, it's actually better to go with someone who hasn't got the experience. Like, it could be something like that for some of you who might be going for a job where you think that you're very much what is it, like, you're not experienced enough, or there's people then you're, oh well, they're gonna get the job over me. Don't do that, guys. You're more than capable. But I feel like when you get this, or this windfall, I'm hearing windfall, this income, this thing coming your way, it's gonna benefit other people in your vicinity. Like, it might benefit your family, and you like, if you have children, if your partner, you know, like anything like that. Your parents, especially if your parents still live with you, or you know, you might be able to afford a bigger home, and other people that you like to take care of can physically live with you. This give and take is a bigger picture I'm seeing, and this is, I feel like this is something that it's something you've always wanted. It's sort of like, I'm hearing for a few of you that you're very giving. You've sort of been brought up with the mentality that you will always have to take care of your family. It doesn't have to be a religious thing or a cultural thing. A lot of people do that in many cultures all over the world though. But I'm feeling like you've probably, if you're not the oldest, I feel like you're the person who's the most responsible. I'm hearing you've probably always had that mentality that you got to take care of everyone, you've got to make the money, you've got to take care of everyone. And I think like this, whatever this call is, or this email, or this realization, or this offer, you might be getting offered something, is actually indeed what you've been wanting and dreaming of. I think your vision for your life is taking care of everyone, or financially being able, like your parents might be like, oh no, I'm having chest pain, I don't want to go to the hospital, I can't afford hospital bills, and you're just like, go, I have it all sorted, everything's covered, we got the best insurance, I have a really good job that covers everyone, I paid for all this extra, we can afford an ambulance call out, I'm not gonna lose you because you thought finances was bad. It's gonna be something like that, and it's gonna be something that you guys build and work with each other. Like if you are making a lot of money, someone else in the family might be really good with finances and know how to invest it, so everyone's benefiting in the family with it. Someone might take care more of the household, someone else might take more care of like buying stuff like food and resources for the house, someone else might be taking care of like the younger siblings or children or something. It's like everyone has their role, and everyone knows what the amount of money delegated to the role. I'm getting that, like it is financial, but there's a lot of love behind these finances. Why it needs to grow, I feel like a bit of the why's like being mentioned in here, but this is very strong, very powerful. Whatever's coming your way, it's big. With your major arcanas, and you only have the one major arcana, which is judgment, they last longer and there were bigger life events. So let's say if you had, for example, the chariot was for traveling, right? But you have the 6 of swords, which is also about traveling. It's about moving and travel and stuff like that. Let's say, for example, the chariot would be you going over to Bali. The 6 of swords would, like, for a whole week, the 6 of swords would be like you traveled to the next state over and saw your parents for a day or two, or you traveled to an appointment and then traveled back. That's the variety of difference between a major arcana card and a non-major arcana card in the same reference of the same thing. Okay, so if you were to say, am I going to travel, and I pulled out a 6 of swords, I'll be like, yeah, but it would be small. It's for something, it might be just for one weekend to see someone. It's not going to be far, and it's not going to be costly. And then, or if you're like, you ask the same question and then I got the chariot come up, I would say, yeah, you're going to travel. You're probably going to take a plane somewhere into another location. It's going to be a much more costly travel. It's going to be adventurous. It could be for anything, but it's like, it's going to be it's a bigger event, if that makes sense. So that's when I try to explain that, that's the best way to explain it, where this judgment, the second you get this call, you get this email, you get this awareness, this could even be a job offer that pops up, blam, right in your face, and you're just like, okay, let's take a chance, and you're following your intuition with this. This can also be something that you've put a lot of energy and investment. So if this is something that you are studying towards, like you're getting extra studies for this job, or you're wanting to create something of your own, like let's say you want to make something, like you want to I don't know, make a song, write a book or something for your own self, and you want to see if you can gain money from it, you're going to gain money from it. It's going to, oh my god, I spat, that was bad. You're going to gain money from it, but you're not going to hoard your money. You're going to give it to those who need it and want it, like the people you can trust. Oh wow, guys, okay, he's got a lot. You got the world at the very end. Fantastic, guys. So the 8 of Swords is a feeling of stuckness. So I did mention that you were, like, I was getting this emotional, like, this emotional stuckness, like drained. But this is about feeling a bit stuck. I think like maybe at the start it was your own thoughts that could have gotten you stuck if this is something that you've wanted to create for a long time. But the reason why this needs to move on is, one, you need to get out of that stuck state of mind. You need to follow your intuition. The Page of Pentacles shows that the reason why is because you have this nugget of gold and it can only get bigger and become more of value. And the Ten of Cups is happy family. As you can see, everyone has a place and they're all enjoying the happy life. Like that water is flowing down to everyone. And look at all of these beautiful lotuses that are growing. They're gorgeous. So it's to benefit your family and friends, and like, you know, it's a dynasty. So everyone in the family is benefiting, and everyone in your family tribe or in your group, in your vicinity, the people that you care about who are worth it, are, you know, they will also benefit from this. You have something. Either you have knowledge, skills, you have creativity, an idea, you have something that you are really good at, but I feel like you are the self-doubter. If for those of you who want to create something, you might be the person who's self-doubting, or something's gotten in your way. Maybe you've had health issues that has waned down on your capabilities of being able to heal and continue on. Like when you are wounded or injured, or you're dealing with a chronic disability or anything like that, it does put a huge impact on your mentality and your emotions and the energy you have. That could be something that has made you feel stuck in the past. That's for very few of you, but yes, definitely I'm gonna actually clear this, and then we're gonna do a feeling emotionally drained, like, you know, what is making you feel emotionally drained, and then I'm gonna do feel stuck, how to get out of it. So let's see, let's give it a good old shuffle waffle. Well, that's definitely shuffle waffle. Sorry, shuffle. I don't know, I'm weird, guys. I'm very weird. I'd never say I'm normal, and I think normal's a little bit overrated, don't you? But anyway, let's get to it. So when we're feeling emotionally drained, what we're going to do after I finish shuffling, we're going to find the Ace of Cups. The card behind it is what is depleting you, and the card in front of it will show us how you are meant to refill your cup. So let's see. I might do it like this. So we're looking for the Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, Three of Pentacles, three eights in a row. That's interesting. 6, 2, Justice, 9, Queen, 6, 7, Queen, 7, 10, the World, the Moon, Ace of Cups. Okay. So alright, so we have these three. So this is feeling emotionally drained. So the card that is behind it, it's what's depleting you. So the Six of Wands is about victory. So you are probably chasing something so much that you're exhausting yourself out. How to refill your cup is the Moon. You need to do some meditation, take some rest, do some deep diving into yourself, take a time out. I'm definitely hearing that. The Moon is about our subconsciousness. You might be mentally and emotionally draining yourself because you were chasing something so hard that you've sort of lost what you were chasing. Like you've lost yourself, and you're expending a lot of energy in doing so. So
which is good. It's good to know exactly why you're being drained. You're being drained because you're chasing something so hard. So this could be you're working for like successful outcome, so much so that you have exhausted yourself. You need to take a time out. You need to take some rest. You need to take a weekend, a time away, to not think about any of this that you're chasing. You need to literally step away, slow down, breathe. You are trusting your intuition, which is good, because your intuition's telling you right now to get some more energy, and you're gonna have to rest, you're gonna have to recuperate. You're probably thinking of the big goal, the big vision board idea, and that is fine, but there's times when it will drain you, and sometimes it's going to seem a bit bigger than what you can deal with, and that's when it's time to step away and take some time out for yourself, to not think about working, to not think about healing, to not push yourself, to literally just relax. So that is what is emotionally draining you. Now, I said you did have the 8 of swords come up, which is about feeling stuck. Typically it is a stuckness that is impeded upon yourself by yourself, but let's find out if when you're feeling stuck, what we do is we'll find the death card, and the card behind it shows you what you need to leave behind, and the card in front of the death card will show us what you need to focus on. So if you're feeling stuck, let's see. Okay, let's find our death card. There we go. Sorry. The death card. Okay, so what is... Hold on. Whoops. What, this was on top and this was behind it. So behind it is what you need to leave behind. Yeah, okay, 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups is about you're focused on typically what you've lost, not what you have to gain, or what you still have in your... Originally it's 2 spilled cups, 3 full cups. The person's only looking at the spilled cups. They're mourning what they've lost, but they're not focusing on what they still have. The good thing with this one is that it's showing that they are focused on 1 cup, which is good. It is a positive thing, but this is probably what is, you know, making you feel stuck. You're stuck on 1 cup, you're stuck on 1 loss, you're stuck on 1 failure. Now what you need to focus on is the Ace of Swords, which is mental clarity, cutting out all the bullshit. So I think you need to be like, that is one thing, let's fuck that off and get on to the next. You really need to focus on what you want, what you need, and I think you're going to be taking a leadership role in, you know, getting to that. So on one hand, what was emotionally draining you is your focus on just work and getting to, you know, your victorious outcome. On the other hand, what's making you feel stuck is the failures along the way, which is slowing your mentality down. And it could be what's like I'm hearing like what's bashing your emotions down, because we get upset when we fail. That is natural. That is absolutely natural. But some people will wallow on it much longer than others, and instead of taking the lesson from the failure, they will just wallow and wallow and wallow and get stuck. You might have, you know, gotten stuck on something for too long, and you now need to let go. You need to get rid of it, cut it out of your life. It's done and dusted, and it's time to move forward. This is my goal, this is my boundaries. And I think you need, like, what is it when you bowl, you have those safety guards to prevent the ball from falling down into the side, because if it kept falling down into the side, you'd never hit a pin. And that's stupid. It doesn't mean that you're bad, it just means you need to hit some pins. So let's put up some of those boundaries so that you get some pins knocked down. That's sort of what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling. So that's probably what's making you feel stuck, is the fact that you need some extra help and you need to stop holding on to a failure or something that's happened that is a bit of a absorbing a lot of your focus and your thoughts and your emotions. I feel like what is emotionally draining you and what's making you feel stuck are very intertwined with these ones that have came out. But you are very much on your way, and it seems that you are focused. You will get what you're after, because you had a lot of pentacles showing up. You seem to be very you are chasing something with a goal, with a big outcome, not just for you but for those in your vicinity, and you will get there. Let's see if we can get some extra messages from the universe for you guys, my beautiful pole number 2s. That was very that was a big read, honestly. The other pole 1, I didn't have to do any extra reading for feeling stuck or emotionally you know, emotionally drained or anything. Self-awareness is key. Take time today to go within and spend time with your soul. Go for a walk in nature and ground yourself. Meditate, listen to your favorite music, whatever you enjoy most, do that today. Yeah, that is letting go of stuff. The emotionally drained, remember how you had the moon where it's like, go into yourself, do something you like, let go. Don't think about all of the things that are slowing you down and, you know, getting in your way, because it's emotionally draining you. So do something that's going to emotionally empower you, something that's going to refill that cup of yours. Okay, what areas of your life are you avoiding? Are they causing you upset, worry, disrupted sleep? If so, these are the areas you need to focus on. As much as you don't want to, it is necessary. Tackle your demons head on. Don't allow them to rule you for a second longer. That's very much the Ace of Swords. You've got clarity. You're getting rid of anything and everything. I think before I said Queen of Swords, which is interesting, because the Queen and the Ace, while they are similar, they are very different. The Ace is a new beginning, something brand new. The Queen is the one who puts down the boundaries and cuts out anything that will be irritating or get in the way. And here you have, what are you avoiding? So there's something that you really need to focus on. There's something that is causing, you might be losing sleep over something. You need to trust your intuition and trust your guides and your higher self. Is there anything else for my beautiful pole number 2s? I've got a feeling for a few of you, because you have like the intuition, you've had the moon, you've had a lot of like, and you're thinking on material wealth and gain, or your body. Like, you know, the pentacles can mean a physical body. Either you're healing or you're doing something that you're passionate about, that you love doing, like a hobby or something that you can gain money from. I think that's what's on your mind a bit, and you're thinking about how you're going to take care of everyone from gaining that through the hobby, that you're probably bloody brilliant at it, but there is something getting in the way. And it could be like you're lacking sleep, or you're overthinking is the worst trap in we are the one who gets ourselves stuck sometimes. The fact that you are held up on this one cup can be that overthinking. It's also the thing I keep thinking is like, maybe your dreams are your intuition coming through. You might have a lot of dreams that, like, if you were to pick it apart, it would explain some stuff to you. It could also be that if you are someone who, you might write your dreams down or create music or movies or series from it. You might get some artistic ideas from it, you know. So yeah, I've got a feeling that your intuition is probably showing through your sleep, and if you're having disrupted sleep, that intuition is being shaken a little. When there are questions you need assistance with, go inward, sit with yourself, meditate on the question, ask for our help also, then trust your intuition, as most often the answer and guidance will be delivered to you intuitively. We are with you always. This is also making me think of, you had the Six of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, which is a lot of charity, asking for help, give and take, and also like working with others to build. So there is having to, you could be someone who finds it really difficult to ask for help. Yeah, and then on the very bottom we have, your life is about to start moving quickly in some areas. Events that seem to have been on hold suddenly propel forward. Move with the flow and be mindful of what needs your attention most. Make decisions rationally but sensibly. Maybe that's why I mentioned the Queen of Swords, because she's very rational, very, very rational person. All right, my beautiful pole number 2s, this is the reading I have for you guys. If anything resonates, please leave a like, a heart, comment, share it with someone that you think might like this. But yes, I'm hoping that this gave some clarity on what you have to let go and what you need to grow. I will see you all in the next one. Bye. Hello and welcome, all my beautiful pole number 3s. If you chose this beautiful, cute little griffin, it's like made out of that, I think, 3D printed stuff. Yeah, my mum gets me all of these. You could have chosen this pole because of this one, the Judgment card. I understand that everyone has their unique path and challenges. Or you might have chosen because of this Kesulu mythological tarot deck. Then this is your reading. Let me see if I can get that up there. These cards, I just finished like shuffling the heck out of them. But let's see what you need to let go of and why, and what you need to let grow and why. So this has been very insightful. I've decided that, like, if you get something that shows like there's a stuckness with you know, emotional, you know, drainage, or feeling stuck, or stuck between two choices, I might just pull, do a little pull to get some more. If there's, you know, you need some guidance on money, I will do that. And also if there is a way for me to ask about, you know, timing, if there's something that comes up about timing, I will definitely do a little pull on that. I had to do 2 pulls for group 2 about, you know, they felt stuck but they were also emotionally drained. So there was that. Okay, let's see. So for your what you need to let go of, so these are very flexible, very unique cards. So we have Strength, the Knight of Swords, and the Six of Wands. Very interesting. The Six of Wands is about victory. The Knight of Swords is about spontaneous jumping into something. Strength is about courage, conviction, having a drive. So when you put these two together, I feel like you might have a lot of passion. You might be quite passionate for a change, for a shift, but you're jumping in without, it's like you're diving into a pool without looking at what liquid or what's in the pool. Like, you could be diving into a pool of sharks or diving into a pool of acid, and you're like, I'm a pro diver, I've done all of this energy and effort, I'm a professional, I know what I'm doing. And then you dive in and they're like, that was a pool that had you know, this in it, and that's very bad. And it's like you do it because you're like, I'll be victorious when I do it. I can do anything. I'm always great. I'm perfect. I can do. It's a bit like, it's okay to be prideful, but I'm getting the feeling that it's more ego that is driving you. And there's a big difference between pride and ego. Ego is a toxic side of pride. It can be that ego is also fear driven. It's not, it's like it affects your judgment. It's going to affect every outcome because you are doing it with fear as the forefront. Like, I need to show these people I'm good. I need to show these people I'm great. Like I can't be seen as lesser. That no. Like that's the ego coming through with fear. That's what I'm getting from these 3 cards being put together. It's very specific, guys. Whew. You could have someone who keeps putting you in this predicament. I'm also feeling like for some of you, it's a bit like peer pressure. Let's say, like, especially for if you're a younger person, trying to, like, you know, be one of the boys, or I need to be I need to be rich woman who goes out and spends money, you might get peer pressured to be a certain way, or to fit into a certain group, or to, you know, if you want to work here, you got to be rich and know everything about fashion. It's like, but I'm not rich and I've never been able to buy that sort of fashion. I can read up about it, but I've never been able to feel that fabric, or, you know, see how they make it, or to buy my own, or to see the process of that. It's something like that. And it's very, I'm getting a very, it's hard to explain, but I'm getting this disorientated, woozy feeling in my head. Like I've got no judgment. Like I can't think clearly. I'm getting that feeling. Like, you know how you have vertigo, where up is down, down is up, and nothing, like you feel so disorientated. Like it's not you, and it's not the choices you would make, but you're doing it because you are pressured. Like there's this pressure on you, like there's pressure on your head and on your person. And it's I feel like the pressure on you to keep others in your vicinity, and to keep your bosses or whoever's paying you, or whatever you do, or whatever profession you're in, whatever it is, it's like it's a societal pressure on you to do it a certain way, or to be seen a certain way, or to act a certain way. And this pressure that's being pushed on you has, one, it's bolstered this ego side of you that you put on to be whoever these people perceive you to be or want you to be. But it's also, it feels like this pressure is affecting your third eye. Like typically if I read for someone, my third eye can burn up really quickly. Like I burn through the energy and I get a headache, especially when I read one-on-one for someone who's very intuitive, very strong third eye energy. You know, they use their third eye to navigate their life. With yours, like whoever this is, whoever's doing this to you, whatever predicament it is, it's as if my third eye just closed and it wants to sleep. Like it's the pressure of this ego to keep these people happy has like closed your third eye. You are walking around in a dark tunnel without any spotlight and without any flashlight. It's the best way to explain it. And for you guys, this is going to be really difficult to try and get out of. So this is what you need to leave behind. You need to drop this ego. You need to do some inner work and figure out what it is you want and how to get to it. Let's see the why you're having to let this go, because we know what you're letting go. You're having to sort of, I'm seeing like you need to slay this ego monster that you have inside you. Like you might think like, no, I don't need this ego monster. I'm not egotistical. Like I think you're even lying to yourself. But the Page of Pentacles, all of these are all slippery dippery. So the Page of Pentacles, I think why it needs to go is that you're blocking opportunities. Let's say, for example, you work in an industry, maybe the fashion industry, but for one of those companies, they want you to be just like this. And for the other 99 companies, they're like, hell no, like you're not going to get a job at any of those other companies in that industry that you're in just because this one company wants you to be like this. The other companies want you to be yourself. Does that make sense? I'm hoping this is making sense, because this feeling that this is making me feel very like loosey-goosey in the brain, like going with, you're just jumping from one thing to another, you're just doing whatever everyone else wants you to do. It's like you don't have a heading, like you're a puppet and your body is moving, and it's as if, like, you know how when you move your head really suddenly and you get that woo like feeling in the brain because you just shook your brain up a bit? It's that feeling, but it's like you don't expect that in that movement because someone else is causing that to happen. I feel like you're a puppet right now, and because why you need this to go, because you are missing out on opportunities, you're missing out on learning and growing, you're missing out on so many other things that could be coming your way. Now, what do you need to grow? Ooh, okay, death. You need death to grow. Okay, so you need a life overhaul. So death is the ending of something. I think you need to get rid of, if this is someone doing this to you, an industry doing this to you, a group of people doing this to you, a location, if this is even your own ego self doing this to you, you need to slay them. No, you're not gonna get, I'm having a feeling, I feel like for someone specific, someone very specific, this is a man who's probably living in the ideology of other men telling them how to be a man, and you know, you're gonna get a woman if you do this, you're gonna get a great job if you do this, you gotta hit the gym 8 times a week, and you gotta, and it's like, you're doing that, but the problem is you know, you're broke because you've got this gym membership and you're hitting the gym so fucking often, and you have no time to actually go out on a date, and you can't afford to take a woman out on a date because you're working so much, and yet all this money's being poured into this like alpha lifestyle or something. It's something like you are taking the advice from people because you think, well, that's what I gotta do. You know, you asked for help and this is what's happened. And all they've done is inflated your ego, and you still don't have anything to show for it. Like, what you went into it wanting was like, you needed guidance, you needed a direction and clarity. Like, you wanted to find a person who was going to be your partner, and you wanted to get healthy and fit, and you wanted to have more money, and you wanted to have a healthy masculinity, or this is the same in reverse for women. You were probably looking for a partner, and you've had some unhealthy females tell you, you're better than a man. Oh, they can't afford you. Take them for their money. If they don't have an income, then they're not worth it. Like something like that. And it's like, well, I wanted a partner who could see me for me and love me for me, but you've been absorbed. And some people are easy to put an impression on them, and to cloud their judgment, and to cloud their third eye and their intuition. You know, the judgment's what keeps coming up. So yeah, you really need to do a full life overhaul. If like I said, whatever the scenario is, if this is someone else, if this is a mentor, a family member, a friend, a job, a location, a life coach, oh, it could be anything, guys. Like being a general reading, this is when I get frustrated. I'm like, it's a general reading, I can't get too specific. But it needs to end. You need to end it, and only you can. This is what you need to do to grow. What needs to grow? You need to kill off the ego monster, or whatever this peer pressure is, whoever's controlling you, whoever's doing this. You need to get rid of them, rid of the situation, scenario. You need to pretty much end that life and begin a brand new life. Honestly, I'm not saying go kill someone or kill yourself, like, but no, I'd never ever say that. But it's like, you know how people change their life? They like literally go, oh, I'm gonna change my name, I'm gonna move to a different country, I'm gonna do this as a job, I'm gonna do extra studies. Like literally a life overhaul. You probably did that already, hoping for guidance and help and change and stuff, and you're sort of, I think you're like, I've poured so much in, I can't now leave. Like, no, you need to leave. If there's a failure, nah, time to move on. Okay, let's see why it needs to grow. Why does this need to grow? I think it's pretty self-explanatory, guys. Even I can, even though I feel like whoever this person, or for whoever is, you know, needs this to happen, it is definitely like, look how much flipped over. I'm not going to take all of those. That one came out, but you also had this one come out. And I feel like we need one more because there was so many that came up. But for whoever this is for, even though, you know, whatever this is putting some pressure on your intuition and that, it still feels like you already know what you're supposed to do, what you have to do. Okay, yeah, so you need to experience something very specific for you. There's something that you need to go through to grow and to learn. And with the Page of Wands, it's a brand new, fiery, this can be a little bit egotistical, but it's not on the same degree as that. It is more like it's something that you want to do, that you know you could do, but I feel like you're a little bit, in the past, you've had to, like, I'm hearing, fight others about it. Like, it's something that people, oh, why the fuck would you want to do that? Like, very judgmental people have put that down in the past, and so you've conformed to the ways that they've wanted, and you feel more miserable than you've ever had to. I think after your death, you know, like Phoenix, after death there is a massive fire and then you're ready to take off. Like, that passion, it's going to stoke this passion that you have, something that you've always wanted to do. You know you can do it. It's not the kind of ego where it's like this kind of ego. It's more like, you know you can do it because you're willing to put in the energy and effort. Like, you're being realistic with this. It's more like a pride. Like, you know you can learn to do this, or you know you could do this job, or you know you could, you know, whatever it is that is this passionate. It could be a hobby that you've always wanted to do, and it can go into career or something. I feel like it's something that you've had to fight others on. Like, you've had to put up boundaries and defend yourself, which is very upsetting. And this actually makes a lot more sense why we're having to let go of this. Like, I feel like you are afraid of the judgment of others, and you were scared to have to defend your decisions. This could have to do with family as well. And, like, I mean, our parents, if they say no to something, they can really make you feel so inadequate and silly and naive for even considering it. And it's like, but I'm so good at it. And that, sure you are. I think you're gonna have to put your money where your mouth is and show them how bloody good you are at it. And even if that means you're gonna have to burn some bridges, or cut some bonds with people, or even just do it temporarily until you get it going and you can say, I told you so. Oh my god, that would be so fun. Oh, let's be honest, that is the best feeling in the world. Being able to say I told you so to someone is amazing. The 10 of Wands is actually not the worst. It does mean there's a lot of burden, a lot on your plate, but the thing is that they are heading to a goal, a destination, a location, a home. They are nearly at the end. This is the last card before everything gets better. So I am getting the fact that, like, this is going to be a lot, but these are all wands. Your wands is all about, it's like fast movement. It is, so I feel like once this comes to an end and you start something new, you're going to go with it, and it's going to be massive, very, very massive movements, quick action. Wands are very fast. It is fire, so fire energy, and it is about, like, it burns quickly. Think of that, like a forest burns rapidly, doesn't it? It happens within days. That's what I'm getting from this. Like, it's not going to be easy. I'm not seeing it's going to be easy. Whatever this is that is growing is going to be difficult, but it's going to happen rapidly. And once you jump into this, you're going to know it's the right thing that you've chosen, but it's also going to be a little bit hectic. I think it's going to absorb you. Whatever this is that you're going to be doing is going to absorb you really quickly, but you're going to succeed. It's going to be a lot of work. I just want to get something else. Just an outcome card, please. For my beautiful pile number 3s. with their why it needs to grow, because obviously we have something that's passionately driven. It's going to be worth all of this hard work, energy, and effort. Ooh, okay, let's take the one that flipped over. The outcome is the Seven of Pentacles. Again, it's saying the same thing. It's something that you're going to yield from, but it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of effort. You're going to gain some finances from it. It's something that can give you something back in return, something of wealth, or health, or because your Pentacles is about the body, financial, you know, material wealth and gain. But it's not telling me if it, like, what the outcome is. I would probably say that Pentacles is, it's gonna be, you're going to win, like it's going to be a positive outcome, but it's going to cost you something. So you're gonna have to, it might cost you some relationships, it might cost you a job, it might cost you literal money to be able to get it. You might have to pay for some studies or pay for some learning, or you might actually pay to move for this, and like once you put in the money, like it's gonna be worth it though. You're going to get what you want. You're going to be successful, but there's going to be a price on it to get there. Like you're going to have to buy some stuff or pay for something or get something, or, you know, it's going to cost you something. It might cost you some familiar, you know, connections and that. But because this is Pentacles, I'm going to say it's more in the material realm, or it's going to cost your health something. For a few of you, it's going to be like, it's going to put some stress on you, and you know, like you might stress eat a bit more, so you know you might put on some weight from all this extra energy and effort and stress that you're going to take on to make this come out. For others of you, you might lose weight because when you stress, you lose weight, or you might need to walk or run. Like some people like to run to clear their minds, and because I started off feeling very loosey-goose. Since the Death card came out, I feel much more clear in the mind. I'm not feeling any, you know, any vertigo, any, you know, disillusioned. I'm not feeling anything like that. This is going to take a lot of effort and energy. It's going to, you know, you're going to have to invest into it to gain from it. Something's going to cost you something. But you guys seem to you have to deal with something that is of the ego, either someone else's ego, someone peer pressuring you, someone controlling you like a puppet. This could be family, could be work, could be friends. It could be other people are benefiting from you being that way. So they don't want you to change or leave because they lose more than you do. So it could be that you have a lot of energy, a lot of firepower. This is, guys, this is firepower. When it comes to wands, it is the fire energy. But yes, it's very, 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 what's the word? There's a lot of emotion behind this. I can feel it. It's something, I think once you achieve this, you're probably going to break down crying, because the pressure that was on you, that you put onto yourself, but also all these people who said you couldn't, once you succeed, I feel like you're gonna have a massive release of emotions. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot that's going to you're gonna have to give up a lot for this, whatever it is. This felt very specific, so this is definitely for someone. There might be a few people who can relate to this, or there's gonna be certain parts are going to relate to someone. But yeah, definitely this is very important for a few of you guys. Like this is life changing, to the point where you're going to lose family, friends, jobs. It's something, this could have to do with religious beliefs for a few of you guys, because we do have Judgment here. You are definitely going to have your challenges, and you do have a very unique path to walk down. It is so unique, guys. I can tell you that straight off the bat right now, how unique this path is for a few of you guys, because like this felt very specific. And I mean, when I do general readings, it is all over the place, so I try to get as much as I can, but this is for someone very, very specific. It's a very powerful one as well. Whatever you have been putting off, don't procrastinate any longer. Tackle that long overdue project. You will feel better once you begin. Start with one thing at a time. Thoughts and ideas not acted upon are just laying in wait. You can do this. This could be when it's like something you've been putting off. This could even be studying for a job, or this could be a project or a passionate project or something that you've always wanted to do. I feel like you're very capable. Let's say you work in the fashion industry and you have to be a bit like that, but you want to actually make your own fashion, and everyone's like, oh, you're not good enough, oh, how are you going to get a brand out there? And it's like they've put you down because they know you can do it, and if you can do it, then you can do better than them, and they don't like that. Remember that there are always sharks around you. Do not put yourself down because the rest of the world will already do that. You show them that they're all wrong. It is time to stop letting worry rule you. Instead, get excited about your future and all it will bring. What energy and emotion you put out comes back to you. With a little conscious effort on your part, that happy ending can and will be yours. Believe that. This really does feel like this Page of Wands. That's that, you know, get excited. What is that from? Is that Dr. Stone, the anime? Get excited, where he's like, he's very smart and they end up back in the Stone Age, and he has to try and revolutionize science and to bring everything back again, like making alcohol and, you know, creating clothing and doing like all the stuff he has to make from scratch, like how to make what is it it's that it kills off it's like an antibiotic or something, like how to make that again, and like all the stuff he has to start from scratch from the Stone Age and reinvigorate like science again, and relearn everything and recreate everything. And that's what that makes me think of. Get excited. So I feel like you're going to be starting from scratch again, which makes sense with the Death card, guys. Let go of the old, make way for the new. You may find yourself being distracted by random thoughts, fears, or doubts. Like I mentioned, ego is led by fear. Fear is what grows your ego and stops you from progressing. It is fear that grows your ego, and ego is led by fear. So you need to let that go, because you are more than capable of doing whatever it is that you have a dream of. So fears and doubts, don't allow yourself to be governed by them. Simply observe and choose to take aligned actions and choices. Isn't that beautiful, guys? You guys had a wonderful reading. It was very specific. Let me know if this resonates, even if it's just a little bit of it that might have made sense, because like I feel this was for someone specific, and some people will be able to pull in certain things from this. But yeah, there is something that you have a wealth of knowledge or passion for, and it's something you should safeguard. I would definitely suggest that's probably why the griffin is here for your reading, because the griffin is a protector. It safeguards wealth and knowledge, and that also means the potential for wealth through the knowledge and the capabilities of what you are capable of from this passion. So stop procrastinating, stop letting your ego get in the way, stop letting other people get in the way, stop letting fear hold you back, because your ego is led by fear. That's something that is universal. Everyone knows that. There's a difference between intuition warning you that something could come out problematic and how to deal with it, and there is a difference between ego, fear, stopping you from doing anything altogether. And that can also be other people have been pushing that into you for such a long time that you don't know that is what is been getting in your way for so long. So definitely evaluate. I'd suggest that you need to do what I call a life death. It sounds silly, but it's like when you literally, your life, you cut off the old and you start brand new. you're a new person, you're living a new life. It's like clearing an entire slate clean. It's a wonderful thing to do, must admit. And when you look back at yourself, you're like, whoa, that's not the same person. That's fine. For some people, that is perfectly fine. There's something you're ending, and it's necessary. It is absolutely necessary. Very interested to find out what you guys say this is. If you don't want to comment, you don't have to. If you just leave a heart emoji, I really appreciate it. I love all my viewers, all of my subscribers. You are all beautiful and unique, and I am gonna leave your reading here, poll number 3, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye. Hello, my beautiful poll number 4s. So if you chose this service, I feel good when I can help others, or you might have chosen this witch totem. It reminds me of Morticia Adams, a bit like the Grim Reaper of Death, a bit Halloween-y. But yeah, it definitely has a positive feel to it, a negative look to it, but it's definitely positive. You might have also chosen this poll due to the Green Witch Tarot, which is new to me. I've just been shuffling the heck out of it. It is just a mini one. It's not like, I think these come big and small, but I do like smaller cards only because I have smaller hands. But anyway, service, I feel good when I can help others. This has given me a feeling of like nurses, doctors, charity workers. You know, you feel good if you're of service to someone else. You get like that feeling of happiness and that burst of joy when you make someone else happy, when you make someone else's day, I believe the saying is. So whatever it is that makes you feel good, I'm guessing that's what this reading's gonna be about. There's something that you need to let go of, and there's something you need to grow. If anything comes up where, you know, if there's a card showing that you feel stuck, or you're lacking money, or you're stuck between two choices, if you're emotionally drained, anything like that, I will ask a bit more. And if there's any timing necessary for your reading, we'll see how that goes as well. So what do you need to let go of? The Siddhi and nature. They're both corresponding, and yes, this is a new deck. Okay. This is interesting. So when it comes to 14 and 15, 15 is, I believe, the devil. It's hence nature, and 14 is the major arcana, trying to think, of 16 is definitely the Tower. So we have the devil, like I mentioned, and temperance. I am a little worried that it's because I've just gotten this new deck that they're coming out together. But I did like shuffle the schnookums out of them, so I wanted to say something else, but I decided to swap out the word. So temperance is about balance. If you remember, the original shows an angel and they're pouring water between two cups. One foot's on land, one foot's in the water. It is like an alchemist, someone who can alchemize something. So, and with the devil, it is like your sins, the lust, it's material gain and wealth. It's everything that is you know, something that you want. It is, it can be bad habits. It could be something that you know you need to work on. Maybe you're trying to get a balance on a bad habit, or if we were to look at this, it could be a negative relationship, because you do have temperance. When you put temperance into relationship, it could be you're trying to control it too much, and with the devil control, it is also something that you put yourself into. It is about let's say loans is something that you sign yourself into. It is a chain and lock that's put onto you, but you put that onto yourself. It could be something like that. Strangely, on the bottom we also have the World Hunt, which is the Tower. So maybe they're all really connected. I shuffled these like 3 times, like the whole and then shuffled them all again, and then dropped the whole heap of them and put them all back together. So they're very mixed up. Yeah. But whatever this is that you need to let go of, even that flipped out just then, why do you need to let go of? Because it's time. There's going to be some chaos. I'm feeling there is multiple ways that we could read this. I mean, you have emotional stuff, you have like partnerships, you have working on something that you want. You could be working on bad habits. What needs to go? A bad habit and you need to control. Maybe your need to control is something that is a bad habit, or can be viewed as a bad habit. Controlling, and it could be that you could be dealing with someone who's like this. Maybe you need to get away from someone who's very controlling in your life. The Tower is all about massive change. It is about chaos. So like strike of lightning, it's something you don't see coming until it hits, and then you're like, whoa, like, okay, how do I deal with this? I've got a feeling, because this is about balance and control, and it is about a bit of creativity and going with your intuition, and this is about the fact that the devil comes up as nature is very interesting, because like I'm feeling like it's very, the devil is very natural. It is something that everything would experience, you know. It is a very natural experience, having habits and desires and wants, and having, you know, all of that's very natural. It's very human of us. Service, so you might be trying to control the service. You might be wanting to give something to someone and you're giving to them, but no matter what you give to them, it doesn't make them happy. I'm getting that for some weird reason. The only way to deal with this is to throw in chaos, because this is such a controlled, such a, it's so controlled. Even the devil, you consider that there's chains on those, like the original image has the devil and there's 2 people chained. Those chains can be taken straight off immediately. They can lift it off and walk away anytime they want. It is the fact that they choose to have it there because it feels controlled. It's their safety place. It's what they want, right? No one can make you want anything unless you can't. No one can make you want something unless you want it. Once you make your mind up that that's what you want, then you can, that's what you want. You can't. This is why people who are manipulative are quite dangerous. They can manipulate you into thinking you want something when you don't. You know, there's stuff like that. I'm not saying you're dealing with a narcissist, but that's just something for me to help explain, like, your mind over matter. And I feel like this might be very internalized. This is something about mentality. What can change it is going to be the Tower. So utter chaos is the only thing that can change control. I want to see if there's anything else, like why is it going? Because of chaos. But why? Like, this has been excessively vague, guys. I mean, I've dealt with a few vague readings, but this is extremely vague. And the only thing that's also coming out is the Knight of Cups. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm definitely getting the feeling that we have someone coming in with an offer. And this is very chaotic. It's not like the offer is chaotic. I think internally you have a chaotic experience to this offer. The Knight of Cups is typically a love offer. Someone coming up to you with, like, can we go out on a date? I really think you're beautiful, or I really think you're handsome. I've always liked you. You know, they pour their heart out to you. They give you a lot, like, I'll take you out on a good date. This is what I sort of want for the future. Like, they lay out everything, and you can actually see it. And I think it's so different to the control you've always had that it actually takes you by surprise. You might also leave a relationship, and why? Because it brings in this beautiful change of a proper unity that would suit you. You might be trying to control someone who's uncontrollable. You might be in a relationship where you're on this page and they're on that page. The pages might be right next to each other, but they're vastly different. You might be with someone who doesn't like that. They don't like to live in a controlled flow state where we're gonna, like, this is everything that we're gonna do, like very organized, like you know what you want, what you need, what has to happen. I feel like maybe the person you're with is the polar opposite. They don't want to get married, they want to live their life and they want to travel. It's just that there's too many differences, and you're gonna have to break up. I think if they break up with you, you didn't see it coming, maybe because you're the most organized one, you have all the ducks in a row, like you would never perceive them being separating from you. How are they gonna like pay their rent? Where are they gonna live? Like, they are not that kind of person that lives an organized life. They will forget their, you know, they sometimes don't even go to work because they forget that they had this, you know, project on. Or like, it seems like they are the polar opposite of you. They live candidly and literally, like, you know, they would go camping for a week and go, oh, I love this, I'm gonna stay out for another week. They'll be gone for 2 weeks and you're like, what the hell? Like, you could never, if you say you're going to be back on this day because you know you have that bill to pay and you have that appointment and you have that, like, it seems like very opposite. Like, you're an A, they're a Z. They're polar opposite. And either you don't see this coming with them breaking up with you because they could never, like, in your mind, they could never make it through life without you taking care of everything. Or it's going to be the opposite. You're going to dump them and this is like a side blind smash to them. This could also mend, like, you guys going, it's time to take a break or to break up or whatnot, might actually make them see everything that they had, that you were the shiny cup, or you may see that they were the shiny cup that you needed. Like, you know, it's as if one of you's ground the other and the other one of you's keeps the other one light and able to, you know, live fluidly and fly through the air and, like, you know, like, just it's hard to explain, guys. But yeah, very interesting. Or once you break up, there's been someone who's been waiting, someone who's always seen what you have, what you're capable of, how amazing you are, and it's gonna be, they're gonna take the chance when it shows up. So what needs to grow? What needs to grow from a beautiful pole number? Look, they're both, I see, and I've shuffled these a lot. I promise you guys, I shuffled them. Look, you've got like 3 of chalices, 5 of wands. You've got ones that are upside down, and I mean, it's not me, I swear. The harvest and the world tree. So the world tree is number 21. It is the, I believe it's your world. The world, everything comes full tuition. So you have judgment and the world, the two that sit right next to each other, which is amazing. What needs to grow? I think you need to reflect on what it is that you wanted from your life. Like, you need to, judgment. I think you need to reassess. You might even get called, or you might have some self-doubts or something that has held you back. I think all of this might cause you to feel like you're really lost, or you were the problem, or I think you might be someone who, you're such a giver and a person who likes to help others and keep people happy, such a people pleaser, that maybe this was actually really painful for you. Like, the relationship or whatever it is you were doing, it was actually quite painful. This, what needs to grow is you need to figure out what it is you want to do with your life, why you want to do it with your life, do some real growth, and then set yourself on a path. You're an organized person, number 4. I'm going to be honest, you're very organized. I can get that straight away from the feeling. But there's a difference between organized and control. I think this really opens your eyes. Like, whatever this chaos is that comes your way, is going to let you choose a new path for yourself. You definitely, it's gonna come with a lot of income, a lot of wealth, a lot of knowledge, whatever it is that you value, whatever it is that you want. You might even want like a family. Like maybe that's why when this comes through, someone who wants to start a family, someone who wants to live, you know, humbly. I'm hearing like a humble life with, you know, surrounded by your family and the pets, and living a, you're living very humbled as in only a little things can fulfill you. So you don't need a lot to be happy. You literally are asking for the bare minimum. But to achieve this, it seems like this person you might have been with was the wrong person. They didn't want children. They might have told you they wanted children to keep you complacent and in the relationship, but they didn't want children. And it feels like your guides, or you might have subconsciously noticed this, like, were they just telling me that to keep me happy, to keep me in place, to, you know, so I wouldn't leave and I wouldn't look at anything. But the moment that that all changes, that it ends, chaos, like the tower, is the ending of something but the beginning of something new. It is a chaotic ending. It is something typically you don't see coming. It can be something good that strikes, but 9 times out of 10 it's typically something negative, like the end of a relationship, or the end of someone's life in a funeral, or the, you know, something that you didn't perceive to happens. And that is actually the cue for this new beginning. The tower always sows the seeds for the future. It always promises you more than what you had before. It sounds weird, but it's always the way it has. I've always found that every tower brings in something brand new, something totally different. Even if it works out or doesn't, you learn a lot, you gain a lot from it. And I think you're going to be really enjoying this change in life. It feels like you're changing the path you're on because you've chosen a different person to be with. Like someone comes to you, I think you're going to say yes. If someone asks you out, especially even if it's soon after a relationship, say yes. I don't know why, but I'm definitely getting that. It's a new pathway, it's a new doorway, it's a new opening for you guys. And look, there's a stork there, so maybe it is like you wanted marriage and children and stuff, and the person you were with was not right because they didn't want that. You guys were on two totally, it was like you were reading different books. You had a different life that you wanted. Like you both envisioned totally different lives for each other, and that's not going to work out no matter how hard you try. If you want children, they don't, not going to happen. You want marriage, they don't, not going to happen. Same vice versa. The world is a success. It is completion. It is complete happiness and fulfillment. So I'm seeing, like, if this is indeed, because I am getting, for a lot of you guys, I'm getting relationship wise, which is surprising because 9 times out of 10 I would be like, you're trying to overcome like some, you know, bad habits and stuff like that, and you fall off the bandwagon really bad, but someone comes along to help you, or you see an option or a new light and it works out. But for this one I'm getting a lot of relationship. I think it could also be because of service. I feel good because it's what you're feeling good about, and I think that when you're of service to people you feel good, but you've learnt to readjust and know that you need to be given stuff as well to feel good. You can't always give because your cup will be emptied. The world tree is about full circle. It's about, I think like this could be like the completion, like maybe you get together and everything, and you like, this might be, it happens faster than you expect. This isn't typically about speed or being quick or anything like that, but I'm just getting this feeling like, you know, like you've dated and then you go through the whole process and then you're married and you have kids, and it happens like within a year. You have everything. You got married, you had a child, you got everything, and you'd been with this person. It took years, and it was like you were fighting the current to even get the bare minimum of, you know, saying that they were your partner, or going out to an outing with you, or going to a restaurant, like doing normal things that you wanted or you envisioned in a relationship for yourself, like with a person. Like, I think maybe this is, you're focused on a relationship this year. Even if you're not, it's gonna be coming your way, and it's gonna be a very successful partnership. Like, why? We have the King of Pentacles. That's why. Because it's something you've always wanted. It's something you've always needed. You're going to yield a lot from it. It's going to be better material, physical. I feel like there's a lot that you're going to get from this. This is so interesting. And like, look again, they have a heap of land that they own. They have their own cattle, and they've got all the plants, and they have all this growth and energy and life around them. And then when you look at these ones, they're so much more darker. And then it's just like, after the tower, there's light, and it just continues. It's just more and more light and happiness and energy and material gain and wealth. So with this person who's, it's like you have someone in your corner, and you guys are working as a unit. You are each other's partners. So when you're winning, they're winning. When they're winning, you're winning. If you're losing, they're going to do what they can to try and help you, because if you're losing, they're losing. They don't want that. And you also got the Queen of Wands. Look at that. I don't know. I just, King and Queen together. You might be a different, like, you know, King of Pentacles is earth sign and Wands is fire sign. You have a lot of passion and love, a lot of love and zest for life. And this actually bolsters your confidence and your happiness, and you're living the life you want. This person has offered you the life you wanted. You're a people pleaser. You've probably asked the bare minimum from everyone around you. And this person who comes in after all of this, they are going to see that. They're going to see you're amazing. They're going to see you're a people pleaser, but they're going to see what your value is, and they're going to give you it. They're going to give you everything, which is beautiful. But there is the Two of Swords on the bottom. I feel like this does feel like decision making, because like they're looking down and they're focused on this, but they're looking at two different things. Like, they're not on the same page. They're not even looking at each other. Meanwhile, these two, he's looking forward and she's looking forward. It's like looking forward toward the future. It's very unique, a very different thing. And then we have 11, the Standing Stone. Ooh, which feels like growth, and the High Priestess. Very interesting. I'm kind of curious if you guys have choices and you're stuck. You can't make a decision, so a decision is made for you. But it doesn't matter, because even if you did make a decision, it was going to be the right decision. I do want to do the stuck between two choices, but I'm also thinking that I'm not supposed to, because it will be. What will be, will be. Oh, that's so interesting. Oh, you know what? Stuff it. Let's do it. Okay, so first choice will lead you. Okay, so we're meant to shuffle, and then we're going to try and find the Justice card. The card behind the Justice card is where your first choice will lead you. The card in front of the second, okay, the card in front of Justice will be the second choice and where it will lead you. Alright, so beautiful pole number 4s, drawn to the Service and the Witch. Typically I'd put all of these back in, but I'm getting a feeling I shouldn't. This is a really specific reading, guys. But you're stuck. If you are stuck between two choices, you don't know what to do, because I feel like that has this duality feeling as well. The Temperance and the Devil. Like, I feel like you're stuck between organization and wanting to, you know, do all of that, but you're also, you keep getting pulled back down into the muck. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna flip this over. Okay, let's see when we can find a Justice. I just realized they might call it something else. That's the Hanged Man. That's the Wheel of Fortune. I just realized that. with Justice. The problem is that they've named all these different. $11. So, which was on the bottom? The standing stone. So, what is on top of it and what is behind it? Okay. So, on top of it, the card behind it is your first choice, the 8 of Swords. So if you were stuck between two decisions, your first choice is going to lead you to feeling blind, feeling lost, feeling stuck, not knowing where to go. So if you were stuck with a choice, the first choice is going to lead you to more stuckness. Your second choice is the Green Man, which is the Fool. So that's going to lead to a new adventure, experiences, living a little bit freely. I feel like you might choose the first choice because it's the safe choice, but it's going to lead to more stuckness. Unfortunately, you're someone who likes to be a people pleaser. You like organization, control. You like knowing what's coming before it comes. I definitely get that feeling from you guys, my beautiful pole number 4s. However, you're going to have to step out of the comfort zone. The Fool, which is the Green Man, is stepping out of your comfort zone. You really need to do the second choice, the choice that's a little bit more scary, a little bit more, you've never done it before, it's something new to you, it's something out of your, like, you don't know how you're gonna go, you don't, but it's gonna be the right choice for you. So the second choice will be the right choice. And it's going to be something like, if this is, you're like, oh, do I stay with this partner or do I break up with them? Break up with them. Just saying. So yes, but the second choice, if it's something else related to your life and it isn't to do with a partner or something, the second choice. So your first choice is going to lead you to worse outcome. You're going to be more lost, more stuck, not knowing what to do. This is quite a sad and depressive feeling, that's only going to cause you more issues and anxiety in the future. And this one is going to lead you to happiness, new friends, new experiences, new lifestyle, and you will succeed. You probably started off, I don't know what's going to happen, it's so out there, like, I've never done this before, I'm so scared. And it's fine to be scared, but it's going to be what you need. You're going to actually really flourish, guys. Let's see, do we have any Oracle Universe messages for you guys? I don't think anything really wants to come out. We'll just take that one. Whatever you have been putting off, don't procrastinate any longer. Tackle the long overdue project. You will feel better once you begin. Start with one thing at a time. Thoughts and ideas not acted upon are just laying in wait. And then we have, learn to ride the waves of life. When faced with difficult times, you can either fight against the current or go with it. So ask yourself what is to be gained by depleting your energy, fighting against it. Don't do that to yourself. I think I mentioned that, like, you're very organized and you're sort of going to, like, you're always going against it because you're afraid. And then you have these two that just came out. So go back to the heart of who you truly are. There you will find peace. Look at your life in its entirety. Acknowledge any old wounds and then release them. Use what they taught you as added strength to keep moving forward with a renewed sense of confidence. And then you also got, let go of the old and make way for the new. You may find yourself being distracted by random thoughts, fears, or doubts. Don't allow yourself to be governed by them. Simply observe and choose to take aligned actions and choices. Definitely feel like that's the second choice, to let go of the old and move on to the new, even if it's scary, guys. that is the reading I have for you. I am wishing you all the best, lots of love, light, and positive vibes, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.